Hello there, Bitizens, and welcome once again to the Smite Tactics Alpha. My name is Francesca, and today we have a more fleshed out Norse deck for you guys. And I just want to preface this by saying that over the Christmas period I have been pre-recording videos, so that there's still videos for you guys, but that I can go on holiday basically. So this might be a little bit out of date if they have made some card changes. However, the general principle should probably still work, and even if it's out of date, you should kind of get an idea of the kind of things that you can do with the Norse decks and the kind of strategies that you can try and employ when you make your own decks. So without further ado, we will have a quick look at this custom deck here that I haven't actually named. I should name this deck. We will call this the Kaldr deck. I'm going to call it the Kaldr deck because it is a Skadi kind of deck. So this deck basically is all about summoning a bunch of cheap minions and then buffing them with Frenzy. So Frenzy is a ridiculous card, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised if it got nerfed to what it does. All friendlies gain +2 attack this turn. So what you're going to do basically is early game, you know, you've got like your Basilisk, you've got your Cursed Hunters, and whatnot, and you're going to look to kind of get minions summoned up, and then once you've got a bunch of minions summoned up, you're going to play Frenzy and just hit them in the face. Now you'll notice we've got this Skadi Kaldr synergy. Kaldr is a minion, which means you can have multiple of him on the board, whereas Skadi is a god. So we'll summon up a Skadi, for example, and she's ranged, and then that basically gives you a Kaldr card in your hand. Then when you summon Kaldr, he becomes a 3/4 for 2 cost, and a 3/4 for 2 cost is huge. That's really, really strong. So then you've got your Kaldrs out, you've got your 3/4 Kaldrs, and then you frenzy them, and then they're like 5/4 Kaldrs, and then you basically do a crazy amount of damage. That's more or less the plan here. On top of that, we have Backstab, which will deal damage to the enemy leader, so just 3 damage for 1 cost is super cheap. Valhalla's Blessing, this kind of what it does is it lets you spend 1 mana now to save mana later. Alternatively, if you play this in the late game, you know, you can draw a card slightly cheaper and hopefully get it out on the board. We have Basilisk, which is another card that can be buffed by Frenzy, again cheap cost. Cursed Hunter, again, can be buffed by Frenzy. surtr can be buffed by Frenzy and also used to buff adjacent minions. We have Soul, she's cheap, and she's also got Ambush, which means that you can summon a Soul and she can't be targeted, and then the next chapter frenzy her, for example. And that's more or less what we're going with, plus Fate to do some clear. And the reason I picked Freya as my leader over Odin is that I think the banish once per turn is very, very strong, because it means that if they do summon something particularly strong, you can just spam banish on it, and then you don't even have to deal with it. So without further ado, let's get our Kaldr deck and jump into the queue. Okay, so we've got a mirror match here with Odin. We're going to get rid of Frenzy for now, but I think we'll hold on to Skadi because she is such a useful card, and we can play her on our 3rd turn anyway. We've only got 3 cards, which means we're going first, which I don't typically like to do, but it's not the end of the world if we do. What we will do here is we'll move towards this bush here, I think, and summon some Cursed Hunters in the bush. There we go. And then end our turn. But like I say, we do have that Backstab. We've got a Kaldr in our hand already and a Skadi, which means we can start getting set up here, you know, to do a lot of bad things to good players. He's played that Valhalla's Blessing, so he's drawn a card at a slightly cheaper cost. We have that in our deck as well, and then we'll see how it goes. So on this next turn, what we're going to probably look to do is move this minion to here. This is a ranged minion. Oh, we could surtr and do more damage. And we'll move this minion to here. We'll summon up Skadi in the bush, which gives us a Kaldr in hand. And then we'll attack Odin in the face with me as well. Boom. And end our turn. And you can see we're already starting to get that minion rush on the go. Then next turn, we can actually summon both of these Kaldrs. And the turn after that, we can always, you know, surtr and backstab. So we're in a pretty nice position, all things told. No, this is still fine. Cool. So what we'll do here, I think, is summon Kaldr next to Odin, and another one next to Odin. Oh shit, that was the Basilisk. Oh well. My mistake. We need to keep our Skadi alive. We'll move me to here and take out this minion, and then end our turn. So next chapter, we can actually summon a surtr here. Alternatively, we can try and find, if we find a frenzy, you know, that's going to be huge. So we'll hopefully try and find a frenzy. But if we don't, you know, we don't. It's not the end of the world. Oh, I'm so glad those backstabs hit me in the face. That is huge. That is so good. So he's going to have to take at least 3 damage from Kaldr here. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I want to kill this, but I have to move. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move me to here. We're going to summon a surtr here. There we go. We're going to use the basilisk to take out his surtr. We're going to use fate to take out that minion. There we go. We're going to hit him with me. And we're going to hit him with Skadi. Boom. And then on the next turn, we've got a backstab as well. He's got 5 health. This is going pretty well for us, all things told. And you can see, like, those early cheap minions. You can get them out there, and you can get them very strong. And this is why I expect stuff like Kaldr will probably be nerfed. Frenzy, although we didn't play it, will probably be nerfed as well. Because it just lets you do a stupid amount of damage really early on. And it's a very overwhelming strategy. And hopefully if you watched my Norse beginner video last week with Odin, you'll see just how quickly the Norse ramp up as you get some better cards. Because, I mean, none of these are legendary cards, you know. We're not running like Loki or anything like that. These are all common, uncommon, and rare cards. And you can just see the strength of them. Anyway, we'll jump into another game and I'll show you guys the deck once more. Okay, so we've got another Odin matchup. This is really common at the moment, simply because, like, Norse decks are really strong, as you've maybe seen by now. We're going to hold on to our Cursed Hunters and our Fate. And actually probably our surtr as well, because he's quite good to set up next to the Cursed Hunters. I would say that the... Oh, a Frenzy. I would say that the... what map is this? This is the jungle map. I would say the jungle map is better for this sort of deck than the ice map, simply because you can spawn units in bushes like this, which allows them to last that extra turn in order to, you know, benefit from the AoE or the frenzy or what have you. Like, it's a pretty nice setup, all things told. Is this player AFK? How far can these move? One can move to there, one can move to there. Oh, I'm confused. I'm kind of nervous now. Let's move this one to here. Let's move this one to here. Spawn this here. Hit him for 2. Move me to here? I suppose, and then end our turn? He didn't do anything. I'm scared. Like, is he just AFK? What is going on? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this map is better than the non... He maybe just got bad draw. This map is better than the non... jungle map, because you can't hide these units in bushes, which means that if you're going against a ranged leader, for example Zeus and Ra, they'll just more or less hit you, and that's kind of lame. I don't know if this guy knows what he's doing. It might just be a new player. We've got this Elder Harpy, but I can just kill it with a ranged fellow, and that would be fine. I can actually frenzy these up and deal 8 damage this turn. There's no real need to do it, though. I mean, what we could do here is just fate that out and then hit Odin in the face, basically. Let's see what Valhalla's blessing gives us. Cursed Hunters. Holy crap. Right, let's just fate this. Now, ideally I want to summon the Cursed Hunters next to surtr, or whatever his name is. Surtr. So we'll move him to there. We'll move this one to here. We'll shoot Odin. We'll shoot Odin. We'll summon more Cursed Hunters. And we'll end our turn. And then the next turn we can just frenzy these, and then they'll all deal 4, I think. Plus 2 attack. Actually, yeah, they'll all deal 4. And then that's, what, 16 damage? Across 4 units? That seems pretty good. I'm not sure this player knows what he's doing. We've got another Harpy. Maybe he's just got crappy cards in hand. I don't know. But like I say, you do see a lot of Norse at the moment. Well, at the point of recording. We're going to play our Valhalla's Blessing again. Backstab. For free. Oh, it's just a shame. Frenzy. Backstab. This is just mean. Shoot him. Am I not close enough? Shoot him. No, I am Oh, I'm not quite close enough. I only did 3. Shoot him. And that's game. Let's queue another one. You know, I don't really feel like I showcased anything there other than the ridiculous strength of Frenzy, because he didn't even try and control my units. So we'll jump into one last game and see how that goes. Where is the Q button? Come on, you can do it. Hopefully we'll not get that Odin this time, because that was just a stomp. That was just a stomp.
The sun has risen once again.
Okay, so this should be a bit more interesting because we've got the snow map and it's a Ra matchup, which is, you know, a little bit unusual. So hopefully this will go pretty well. We've got our Cursed Hunters in hand, which is nice. Haste and Fatalis we don't really need right now, and Frenzy we don't really need right now. I would say with the Cursed Hunters, they're a bit of a pain to spawn early on simply because if you have a Ra, like he can range them and kill them. But I think we're better off having them spawned anyway. I'm going to put one here and one here, just so it means that he can't melee them, because, well, he can if he moves to here and summons a melee unit that can also hit, but this gives him a little bit of safety because I'm then body blocking, and we'll end our turn. He most likely will hit one and kill it, which is fine, because then we can spawn 2 more, and cast the backstab, and then on the next turn, cast the surtr and try and start to get some damage up, which is pretty good. Basically, I'm not going to attack him myself with these. What I'm going to look to do is... basically make him attack them, and then once they're buffed, then we'll use them to attack things, or just take out whatever it is that he summons. Seems pretty good. He's drawn some cards. Okay. Sweet. So we'll move to here. I think. We'll move this guy. Should we move him away? We'll move this guy to here. I mean, he's going to be able to hit him if he wants anyway. We'll summon some more Cursed Hunters. We can reposition them later. We will backstab, and then we'll hit him. And end turn. And then look, we've got Frenzy in hand, and we've got surtr in hand. So we can get these 3 up to +3 for the next turn. So that's, what, 9 damage. And I think it counts on me, which would give me +3 as well. So that's 12 damage. Oh. This deck is so nasty early on with how much damage you can basically get off. Especially if you've got these, you know, where you're summoning 2 minions at once. 2 1/1s, and then cast Frenzy, and suddenly we've got, you know, 2 3/1s. Is pretty strong, to be honest. But yeah, you saw there, for example, that because we didn't have the bushes, it meant that Ra could just kill one of my units. But ultimately, I don't want to kill them. I would rather he attack them, because it makes my life a little bit easier in terms of what we play. Okay, we can now do 9 damage this next turn. I'm thinking it's probably worthwhile, all things told. I mean, we can always use our leader power to banish something, so depending on what he summons, we can just spam Freya's banish on it and stop it from being really effective. Right, he's used a Magma Slam. So you can see he's really trying to do Control Ra. Control Ra is one of the beginner decks we did previously. Okay, I think what we'll do... we can summon up the surtr this round and then banish him, I think. Which means that next round we can then look to Frenzy. So if we put this here, and we cast our banish on Ra, can we not do that? Come on. No, apparently I can't banish him. Oh well, we'll just hit him then for 2. And then if he does attack this minion, you know, he's taking 2 return damage, so this is good, and we'll just end our turn for now. Maybe I can't banish the leader. I'm not entirely sure how this ability works exactly. Some of the interactions are a bit unclear, but I'm assuming that's just because the game's in alpha. Like, it should clear up soon enough. The only thing I'm really worried about is he has a lot of cards in hand, and we do not have very many. Okay, so he's taken out my surtr there, and he's probably going to take out this Cursed Hunter as well. The problem at the moment is, you know, we don't have a lot in hand, really. We've got Fatalis and Frenzy, so we can put us on 3 damage, and we can hit him twice once we hit level 7, for example, which will do, what, like 6 damage? So we've got 6 damage if we can play both of these cards. I'm assuming he's going to auto-attack this. Oh, no, he healed himself. Okay, that's fine. End your turn. Skadi. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And you see, we've been basically forcing him to use his clear. We're going to put Skadi here. Skadi's really good because it'll give me a Kaldr in hand. So we'll put Skadi here. We'll put Kaldr in front of Skadi. So now Skadi's body blocked, which means he can't summon a melee unit next to her and kill her. He's going to have to target herself. I mean, he probably is going to... I'm guessing I still can't banish him. No. He probably is going to kill Skadi this round because she's so strong. But that's honestly fine. So we'll just hit him for now. We've got so much more health than him. We can afford to trade here and end our turn. And then on the next round, you know, we can look to do the Frenzy or the Haste and Fatalis or something and get some damage out. If we Frenzy, you know, she's then got 4 damage. So he executed her, and I think he sundered. Oh no, that was just because Skadi died. I tell a lie, it's because Skadi died. Oh, this is if we draw another Skadi, and then we can summon it, and it'll buff the Kaldr. That would be pretty good. Alternatively... It happened. It happened, right? Let's put this here. I would be so annoyed. And we can hasten Fatalis our Kaldr, which means that we deal... We can hasten Fatalis the Kaldr, which means we'll deal 6, 7 this round. Which means we should be able to just Frenzy next round and kill him. Alternatively, we summon another Kaldr. I think we're okay with just attacking, right? So hit him with this. Hit him with this. And then hasten Fatalis and hit him again. Boom. And this deck is just nasty. Like, he's got so many cards and he's still not able to deal with it. He has 2 health. So, unless he can stop both of my minions and stun me on this next turn, you know, that's game. And you can really see the power of the Kaldr Skadi Wolfpack deck, along with Frenzy. Like, basically combining all these cards together is just horrific for the early game. And it's very hard for your opponent to deal with it because they have so many minions that they have to clear. And this is especially difficult for Ra, I would say. So that's quite interesting. But anyway, that is more or less the power of this deck. And I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't already been nerfed. What with me, like I say, pre-recording this week's videos. It would not surprise me. I think he's kind of realized that he's dead. Because he's not killed Kaldr. And he's not killed Skadi. What do we kill him with? He's killed Skadi, but he's still only got 2 health. He can hit Kaldr from range, so he can hit Kaldr now. But that's not killed him. Oh, let's just hit him with Freya, why not? I mean, I could have banished the on her and then killed him, but I feel like that's just a bit kind of showboaty, and I'm not really going to be that person. But like I say, these combos are very strong. This is why Norse is so prevalent at the moment. And I wouldn't be surprised if they either get nerfed, like, within the near future or have already been nerfed. But you can kind of see that this is one of the kind of deck ideas for the Norse, is just, you know, permanently buffing your units. And basically summoning small units, but then having options to make them stronger. And, like, you can add a second Hasten Fatalis, for example, to this deck. I just happen to only have one. And then the single soul. But I actually think, all things told, it's fairly balanced. Like, you could maybe swap out a Basilisk for a Hasten Fatalis, for example, but I feel like the balance of minions and buff cards is pretty strong. And as you saw, you know, it's a pretty successful deck. But let me know what you think of the deck in the comments below. I'm wondering if these, like, small minion rush decks will always be viable for Norse, or I think that seems to be the deck archetype to me. And let me know what you want me to play next week. So next week I will be back from holiday, so I'll be, like, recording live rather than pre-recording. So we should have something much more up to date if this is out of date. And it's also Worlds, coming up for Worlds, so we'll hopefully see some exciting new announcements in Smite Tactics at Hi-Rez Expo. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. If you could hit that thumbs up button, that is fantastic. Here's all of our social media links on the screen now. And beyond that, you know, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time with another video. Bye!